Hello everyone, I want red on my eyes, okay? I have this idea of like red and that's pretty much it. But you know, we'll see what happens at the end. I really don't know. But I figured we can start with complexion because that will hopefully give me some time to figure out what I'm trying to go for. It probably won't, but yeah. I do think I want the eyeshadow to be blown out. So let's start with our face. You know what I haven't used in ages? It's, well, actually, why have I started? Oh, because I'm like out of it. Okay, well, the Vision Flush from DANESSA MYRICKS. I'm gonna start with this underneath all of our concealer and foundation because I really just want this to give a nice glow from within. God damn, when was the last time I used this? Oh my god. It is so dewy. My god, I look like a little rotisserie chicken. I want to use the E.L.F. Camo CC cream, but this is not my shade, but maybe because, you know, I have a little turtleneck going on, it should be fine. And I'll just line this up with concealer. I'm gonna add this with a brush upon first application, and then I'm gonna go in with a sponge. Whenever I am blending out product on my skin, like foundation or concealer, I always like to give a light layer on the surface of the sponge. So whatever is like left over on the back of my hand, I'll just dab my sponge into that and then go ahead and buff everything. I just find that this kind of helps in making sure everything is nice and seamless. Now that I have a light layer that has evened out my skin tone, I'm gonna go in with the E.L.F. Putty bronzer in the shade Bronzed Belle. I'm gonna use this to sculpt my cheeks. Now going in with the first concealer, this is the MILANI Conceal and Perfect in the shade Light Natural. With the second layer of concealer, I made sure to focus that more so within the center of my face. Once everything is nice and blended, you can go ahead and set the face. I'm gonna start with a pressed powder and a damp sponge. I just like the overall effect that this gives. It leaves the skin looking very smooth and silky. Let us move on to bronzer. Using the ALAMAR complexion trio, I'm taking a good amount of that bronzer and just really gonna start to bring that warmth back into the skin. Now I'm taking the contour from that same trio and I'm going to use this to bring more dimension to my face. I do bake just the slightest bit. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, so if you feel that, you know what, baking is not for you, don't feel the need to do it. There's a good amount of people that tell you you need to bake. You don't need to. You know what you need, okay? But me, I kind of feel like I need this. I recently started using these puffs that I purchased from Amazon, and I saw Lana Davison talking about them, and wow. Very happy with this purchase because it has really changed the game. Let me tell you that. And you can see, like, it's a very thin layer that I'm placing down. Like, I'm not adding hella powder to the point where it's like just flying all over the place. I don't let it sit for a long time because I don't feel like I need to. I find that just a couple of seconds, like 30 if that, is perfectly fine. For blush, because I'm gonna do some type of red thing, I'm just gonna keep the cheeks not too loud, just go in with a little peach. Of course, some highlight down the center of the nose. The face is complete, or so I think. I might go in after and just add a little more, but for now, I'm good with this. So let's zoom in and get started on these eyes. I believe I'm going to be mainly using the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. I don't know if they still have this in stock. However, I am also going to be dipping into the Fiery 2.0 palette, which I do believe is still online. And yeah, Beauty Bay has a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. They're all exceptional. I mean, I've only tried out 3 of them, but I love each and every one. So yeah, I apologize that the Wilderness one might not be there, but I just really want to use it. Let's go into the shade Marigold, which is going to be a mustardy matte yellow. And I'm going to start working this in the crease and build the shape that I want. I want to make sure that this shade is going to show through at the very end, so I am going to bring it up pretty high up and just leave the tiniest amount underneath my brow. I'm taking the shade Spice, which is a bit more of a red-orange from the Fiery palette, and I'm placing that right up in that crease. This is the thing with eyeshadow looks, is that it's a constant like back and forth type of thing, at least with me, because I always just like feel like I can do better, and I'm like, okay, I can add more here, I can blend this out a little better. Okay, I know this is looking very sunset right now, but I have high hopes. You see, my camera stopped recording, and I don't know when, but if it didn't catch it, I'm going in with the shade Raw from the Wilderness palette and adding that all over the lid. Let's take a bit of Marigold and run that along the lower lash line. I want this to be dark, so let's go in with a black. I'm gonna add more powder underneath my eyes just to help catch any potential fallout. Usually when I use black, I tend to do my base after, but because I wanted to do this type of eye shape, I just find it a lot easier for me to attain this when my base is already on. So, you know, I mean, I can definitely work on that, but today I was like, no, let's stick to what I know. Let's grab a matte black and begin to add this on the outer corner first. So I'm using a packing motion because I want to try to get this as dark as possible. Now I'm gonna go in to Spice and really gently begin to buff out those edges. I do want that Spice shade to wrap around and hit this outer lower lash line, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start building that up. I am not gonna lie, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I feel like this is one of those trust the process type of looks, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, we're gonna keep a positive mindset. Let's go into the shade Heat, which is this nice metallic red from the Wilderness palette. Here's the thing, I wanted to add black in this inner corner, but I feel like that would be too similar to the look I recently did, so I'm not gonna do that. With that being said, let's add this heat all from that inner corner to the center of the lid. I hope you can see it, this heat shade. I mean, maybe if I show you in the palette, it looks like this. Can you see that on my eyes? I mean, in person, you can definitely see it. She looks cute. I am gonna build up the intensity of the black just a tad. Like, I kind of want to bring it a little more in that C shape. I'm adding black shadow right to the base of my lower lash line, and then I'm gonna go ahead and smoke it out. Adding some of the shade Raw right below it. Now that I can see the full thing, I do still want more of that Marigold shadow, and I really want this to be on that lower half. Damn near just blending into that blush. I do feel that this specific eye look requires black liner on the lower lash line. You guys know I love using brown, but this I think is really gonna tie it all in. Let's curl our lashes and add mascara, and then go in with some falsies just on the outer corners. I have this thing where, like, whenever I do bold eyes, I really just like a clear gloss. Is that just me? Like, I don't really want there to be a lot, so I'm not gonna do a lot. Let me go ahead and block out my lips just a little bit, and then go over it with the lip jelly. Alright you guys, here is the final makeup look. I'm a big fan of how this turned out. As much as I wanted to do the black on the inner corner, I'm actually glad I didn't because I think that this turned out really nice and it kind of gave that red a moment, you know, to shine through. So yeah, I absolutely adore this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! To put like a bib on because if I get this dirty, I swear my battery's gonna die. My battery's gonna die.